In today's video, we got Adin Ross finally realizes that he got used again. Let's do it.
Can I tell you guys something? Now that I look back on it, I really, really wish I never got into like politics. Now that I look back at it, it's like, damn, like so many people just tie me to it. And now it's just like no matter what, they don't even get to know who I am because they don't like even want to. Oh, you did this stream with Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really, really understand other people's side. And as I'm getting older, I'm just like seeing like, I just don't think I'll ever care enough again for any other politician ever in the future.
Now look, bro, one thing you have to realize is if you really think that these politicians, these higher ups, these people with higher status are genuinely going to want to stream with you because they fuck with you, you're sadly mistaken. They're using this for publicity and to get the younger generation on their side into the poll rankings to win the race. That's just how it goes, bro. Sad to say.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, bro, like humans, we're all humans, you know?
This is such a crazy statement, and people are not talking about this enough. During last year's election and overall political cycle, influencers were used heavily in order to endorse different politicians in order to get their narratives out there to a younger, more impressionable, and honestly, less studied audience. Whether it be Andrew Schultz, Joe Rogan, the Nelk Boys, or now Adin Ross, people's influence was getting used and honestly exploited in order to get their messages out to the masses. Now, the tricky thing about the types like Adin Ross is that he does not understand the level of influence that he has. He constantly promotes these people and puts them in different positions to his audience, and then when the thing no longer suits him, then he abandons them wholeheartedly. He'll go super hard on this thing for months and months and months, you know, pushing this in his life, pushing this on his audience who is young and impressionable, and then later on, he'll just drop it like it's a bad habit. Kind of like that Toy Story meme that I don't want to play with you anymore. And overall, that's fine and dandy. He's rich, he can move on to the next thing. He has time, space, finances, and opportunity to just pivot out of it. But for the young and impressionable audience, they are left with the damages done by somebody that they look up to heavy.
I love watching a culture vulture spiral. You made your move. You put your flag in the sand. Now you facing all the backlash. Now you want to backpedal. Nah, stay with your man. Don't let a rich kid fool you. All he gives a about is money. You know what it is? He's losing the black dollar. He's losing the black.
Now, on the culture vulture aspect, I understand what like black creators are saying or just other ethnicities in general are saying. But I do mean like Adin did. Let's not ignore like Adin for sure put a lot of people on in the sense of not just his own race. Like he put people on and this certain situation, Adin just really has to learn from it and just not let people take advantage of him. Because I see that time and time again, creators come onto his platform, politicians, and they use him all the time. And he's so naive and he just lets it happen. And then when he finally realizes it, he says he's tired of it. It's like a recurring cycle. Let's just be honest here.
All these companies, everybody knows how important the black dollar is. No matter how much shit they talk on us, they know how important the black dollar is, how important the black vote is, whatever you want to, any field, the black blank, put it in there, it's important, it matters, okay? So what he's doing is, he's backpedaling, realizing maybe the subs ain't what they used to be, or the influence isn't what they used to be, or too many people are calling me racist, and this, that, and the third. My manager had these racist remarks. I'm not cool with Kai no more. I'm not cool with Speed no more. Yeah, that black impact get weird, right?
Seeing as to how he's one of the biggest streamers in the world and seeing as to how streaming and content creation is getting more serious in the mainstream industry, it would make a lot of sense for Donald Trump and other politicians to be looking at the likes of Adin Ross to go on to their platforms in order to spread their message. Now, this is no small feat. On one side, it puts legitimacy behind the content creator and the content creator economy as a whole, saying that, hey, we are here. We are taking over new media. We are something to actually be respected and talked about. And two, from the content creators perspective, it's an opportunity for you to show your young audience who you really are. Can you live up to that level that they're trying to bring you to, the seriousness that you want to convey to people, and what you are going to do with your independent media platform? A lot of times content creators and audience people criticize the mainstream media because they don't take things seriously enough or they are not objective, etc., etc. But Adin Ross understood the severity and level of this platform that he has.
August 5th, which is next Monday, I have a stream with the President Donald Trump. We've been working on this for weeks, months. It's officially locked in. We will have a live stream with President Donald Trump. This could be by far one of the most important streams I've ever done in my life.
And with knowing the potential gravity of this situation,
Okay, look, I'm gonna say this, okay? After he announced this, I'm perfectly happy for him for that. Like, you made history being able to get a president onto your stream. That's crazy. But my thing is too is like, what did you expect to get out of this? Like, really think about it. Like, content creators got to realize we hold more power versus these people. And some people might disagree, but me personally, I think content creators hold more of an advantage. Why? Because we are the voice, the community that people watch on a daily. So when these certain figures come onto our stream, like, you got to think about it, bro. They're just, it's all a using game. You just give me. Like, and sooner or later, I hope he realizes that.
I mean, literally, you could swing votes here. Adin Ross would take this seriously, right? He's going to ask questions, give pushback, you know, get him to talk about pressing issues and pressing matters, you would think, right?
And then as soon as the other half of the stream, you're going to notice it's going to switch to straight fun stuff. You're going to see a bunch of different segments that him and I planned. We're going to react. I'm not going to say the other segments I planned. It's going to be straight fun stuff, straight cracking jokes, straight normal stuff, bringing out the fun in President Trump. That's the whole goal I envision.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You see, I would love to even get him to hop on Monkey with me. I would love to.
Now, come on, bro. A president hop on Monkey, like, that's not gonna happen. Like, let's just be honest here.
I'm gonna actually bring that up tonight. I didn't even think about that. I have a friend who's currently being treated unfair by her. He's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
And I was just.
I heard that, actually.
Yeah, I just was wondering if there's a way that we can make sure he gets treated fair. That's all.
So I've heard about him.
Really hard-hitting journalism right there. Now, look, I don't have a problem with Adin Ross playing silly games or somewhat humanizing Donald Trump. I do, but I don't have a problem with that if he were to ask the real questions and if he was to have a real interview. If he gave real criticisms, got real stories, gave pushback, all that stuff like that, then I believe that this would be an okay thing. But I remember consuming the interview, and to be quite honest with you, he pulled numbers. 560,000 views. He gave him a Rolex. He gave him a Tesla, a Cybertruck that was wrapped, and he asked them lightweight questions, let him get his rhetoric off, and then played a game of say one word about this person. Hey, the reason
Now, there's two ways that this could have went about, right? The first one is that they signed a contract and certain things he can't talk about. And the second one is he had more than open opportunity to ask Donald Trump whatever he wanted to ask him, but instead he wanted to take it as like a joke and comedy instead of not realizing you have a president, the former president right here in front of you who's shooting for the election again. If I'm correct, maybe I'm mistaken. But not very many people can get a president onto your platform. And when you do that, there's a lot of questions that wants to be asked. So I think personally, what he should have did was write down a list of some very important questions from his community, from fellow people around him, and asked that and took it seriously. Gray area.
why I'm so critical on these content creators is because they don't understand the power that they have. That interview that Trump did with Adin Ross swung a lot of votes. It played a very pivotal role in the election. Same thing with the Andrew Schultz and the Joe Rogan podcast interview that he had. Trump even acknowledges these things.
So I have a son who's very smart and tall. Barron, he knows all about you. He knows about guys I never heard of. He said, Dad, you don't know how big they are. They're big. You know, he told me how big. I said, who the hell is he? Like Ross. I did. He said, Dad, he's a great guy. I mean, guys that are doing, it's a whole new world out there.
It's a different world. And
but, you know, I'm on TikTok now.
Congratulations.
And I've done really well. No, but you know the crazy, have you seen the numbers? Billions of hits. It's crazy.
I'm sure. TikTok's a wild application.
And I've gone up 30 points. A Republican is always down 30 with young people.
Trump is my best moment. The fact that I even if it's at 0.01%, Alex, the fact that I had a little bit to do with the election is crazy. And the fact that I got the president on a live stream. Nobody's done it live. Nobody. I was the first one to do them live.
You have influence, but you need to use it wisely. And this is
Right.
the problem that I have with Adin Ross, the Nelk Boys, and other content creators of the likes. Yeah, it's cool that you have the power to literally sway an election. That's perfectly fine and dandy. I would question and ask, have you done your due diligence on these parties? Or do these parties know about you, know about the influence that you have, and are using you to be manipulated? I think the question is quite clear. Less than a year later,
I think it's manipulating. They're using these content creators to gain more votes. And I wouldn't be surprised if they struck deals under the table. Cause y'all gotta realize a lot of these content creators, like Adin Ross, Nuck Boys, these people, they're signed to these companies, big endorsement deals. So I wouldn't be surprised if these endorsement deals told these people to act accordingly with Donald Trump coming on, certain things to say, so they can keep their deals. So people got to understand that as well. Things are going on behind closed doors we don't know about.
Adin Ross is already backtracking on some of his stances on Donald Trump, which would seem to be marking, to me, the start of another situation in which Adin Ross allowed somebody to come on his live stream, manipulate him to get to his massive audience, to push their ideologies, push their rhetoric, and get their shit off. You know, kind of like how FaZe Banks and the Crypto Bros did when they came on his platform to push big crypto.
Wasn't that a scam with the whole FaZe situation? Didn't it come out that was a scam? Somebody let me know in the comments below. I believe it did.
Like how some of the rappers do. They used his platform, manipulated him, and then ran off with the bag. Donald Trump will be no different, and you can see that by Adin Ross backtracking on some of his stances.
Nah, but the Cardi situation was crazy. Like, Cardi came on for literally 10 minutes and got $1 million. Like, what, bro? Like, I'm not, no, fam. And I guarantee you no contracts were signed or anything.
You know, I love Trump, but he did say no new wars, and I don't fuck with that. So we gotta, no real shit. We need world peace in the world.
Why do you switch up like that?
Listen, man, I
love Trump.
I would love to talk about that in person. I think I'm gonna make a
I'll
stream
set it up.
soon.
When's the
Oh,
White
you
House
are?
happening? White House
This
is-
year. White House stream is still this year, but I don't know. I would love for it to happen. I got invited within the next couple weeks to go to the White House and stream, but like, bro, I don't fucking know, bro. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I actually don't know if I want to even. I just don't want to be in that politics shit at all, bro. But like, it's such an honor to go to the White House. You know what I mean? But like, bro, fuck, bro. I'm gonna wait.
This seems to be a pattern developing with Adin Ross. One
Right.
where he meets a guy who he idolizes, looks up to, gets really, really enamored with, platforms him to his young and impressionable audience. And then after learning more about them, or maybe promises not fulfilled, or I don't know, seeing a different perspective, he decides to backtrack on some of those stances. You remember his whole Andrew Tate saga that he went through a couple years ago?
I am allowed
Andrew,
to
you know
use
you
this.
actually helped me stop masturbating, because every time that I would masturbate, I would think of you, and I'd be like, nah, this is not right. I'm gonna stop.
Bro, what? Like, am I the only one that's heard that? That's crazy. Thinking about another man while you're doing this, bro. Like, I think some people, they fall in. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. Let's get back to the video.
What the fuck? I said I'm gonna stop doing this shit now. No, for real, you put it in my brain. Nah, I haven't done it in months. Swear to God.
Andrew Tate went as far as to putting Adin Ross on his visitation list when he was confined to prison. Now, naturally, because Adin Ross seems to be a follower, he decided to embrace this guy heavily. Went on to different platforms and podcasts to endorse him while having a shaved head to show solidarity or support or trust when it comes to Andrew Tate.
Back to the Tate shit. Have you been in contact with anyone on that side or anything since the fucking arrest went down?
Nah, man, I haven't. And you know, it's crazy what's going on right now. I spoke on a Twitter space about it. This is where I'm at on it, man. You know, he's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I am. Tate, everyone, I know you guys have met him too. I'm gonna let you guys speak on your experience meeting him. But when I met him, bro, he took me in open arms, me and my whole entire crew. Like,
Okay, as a man though, I want to know why every time Adin Ross come across somebody, talk to somebody, or even get to meet these people that he looks up to, he always somehow change his persona, his ways, the way he move, just to please them. Ain't that kind of weird? Like, as a man, bro, you should not do that, bro. Like, that, he really is being a follower, bro, and he's showing his support system to follow people, which isn't cool.
literally all of us. And we would talk like basically off camera for hours and hours and hours about real shit, just real motivational life shit. And he's just, like I said, bro, he's to me, to anyone who's personally met him,
I've never heard someone say anything bad about him. He's just very genuine.
Adin is a young, impressionable dude. And I think a lot of young dudes are impressionable. This will be no different than, you know, the young guy who graduates high school, doesn't know what he wants to do, and pursues the rapper career or the singer career or the basketball player career because they're idolizing LeBron James, Drake, or Morgan Wallen. He goes to the extremes. He does cut his hair, does the push-ups and all this other stuff. But the difference is that Adin Ross platforms individuals, and Adin Ross has one of the biggest platforms for youth in America. It's just that simple. He doesn't do vetting behind these guys. He looks at surface level things. And these people know that. That's why they are able to infiltrate his place in his space, even though they don't necessarily respect Adin Ross. In that same Andrew Tate saga, Adin Ross was disrespected 50,000 times.
And as a man, how can you stay around people who disrespect you or not speak up for yourself? Or try to laugh it off as like a joking matter, bro. And Adin has to realize you have a lot of kids, young kids who look up to you, and they're gonna grow up thinking that these certain type of baiting that you do and taking disrespect from people is okay to accept, and it's not okay to accept. If a man disrespects you, you reply back disrespectfully, and I'm just being honest.
Straight up to his face, to be honest with you.
So because he's afraid and he's a coward, what else can you do but be a clown? And how do you be a clown? What do clowns do? They self-depreciate for your entertainment.
Oh my gosh. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Pleasing people that he look up to. That's not cool. This is somebody right here who he has been around looking at him as a clown, bro. As a clown. Why are you hanging around these people? And it's a lot of people around Adin who uses him on a daily basis, and he lets it happen.
They make a fool of themselves, so you laugh. So why is he back on lean? For views, I guess. He may not even realize that himself. He's back on lean so he has something to talk about on his fucking stupid show.
Don't trust your little fucking finger, little stubby fingers. You're trying to slip a note away. Give me it. Accountant. No, it's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust you.
Why do you not trust me? There must be a specific reason about me. Is it my nose?
It's because you're a fucking Jew. No wonder Kanye blocked you.
I like Adin, but he's a perfect example. He is a perfect example of why you can't give people money early. Well, look at him. He's a kid. He doesn't do any real work. He sits on streaming websites, fucking gambling, a dumbass. He keeps going on and off drugs and just being an idiot. Falling in love with whores, breaking up, and going on and off drugs, getting fat, putting on loads of weight. Like the guy's, he's too young to get rich. You can't.
Okay, I understand this, but you can't say this for every young person, bro. Not everybody is on drugs and abusing them and just a slouch. Like, you can't say that. There's people out here same age as him that's literally being productive with them lives while having money. I think Adin just needed the proper guidance versus people just laughing at him and treating him like the clown of the circus.
You can't give a kid a $50 million streaming contract. He's too young to get rich. You can't give a kid.
I can't. This fucking Predator. I can't, bro. I don't care. You're pissed. I don't care. I'm siding with Sneeko, bro. I don't care.
Which brings us back to the Trump conversation. Adin Ross is now seemingly backing away from his support of Donald Trump for a plethora of reasons, but I would honestly say that Adin Ross never knew anything about Donald Trump to give him his endorsement in the first place. It was just a cool thing to do. It was a cool thing to say, to be anti. It got you a certain group of friends, and because you are rich, it's not ultimately going to affect you, but there are real life consequences and actions to the things that you do say and support and empower on your platforms and channels, and Adin Ross took that very lightly. Right. He often takes it very lightly. I can remember when he sat down with Your Rage Gaming and literally talked about why he supports Donald Trump, and it was
give me 3 reasons why Trump is better than Biden. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know if you're actually talking and you're not just a bot repeating
first
shit.
First of all, what happened with abortion is ridiculous. You should not be able to tell a woman what to do with her body. That's first of all. That's a woman's body.
You think
Yeah, why are we doing this right now, bro, on stream?
You're so brain dead. You're so brain dead.
Okay.
Wait, you think Biden was the one that wanted abortion to be? That's what you think? That's how that works?
He's a president. He can, you know what I'm saying? He can not ban it. What do you mean?
All right, bro.
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leader.
Ultranationalists. Hold on. Ultranationalists. Fuck it.
Leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism,
forcible suppression of opposition.
He literally should not be allowed to talk to these people. I don't even know why he can't see it as clear as day. Adin Ross and others live a life that is carefree and consequence-free. They are allowed to ride waves because they are ultra rich. They can say things, skew narratives, not ask real questions, not do any deep thought on anything, hell, not even lightweight thought on anything, and push whatever they want to without consequence, because at the end of the day, once they need to, they can pivot, they can switch. But they have a young audience who follows them lock and step, and that may be fault of them, I can acknowledge that, but they have a young audience and they have a responsibility with that young audience, but they use it very recklessly. And those
Right. But at the same time, that's just you being stupid. Now, you can't always call somebody fully dumb, because in the streaming world, the way Adin works, he is a mastermind. So I feel like in certain aspects of business, he's smart. Other aspects, not so smart. And with people skills, being around certain individuals, he's not so smart with that at all. And I mean, we see it in the clips how blatantly they disrespect, and then he jumps ship to the other side when they're being honest with him.
Those young kids are left holding the bags. Those are the ones who are left with dirt on their hands, going out there saying these disgusting things, and are actually having consequences to their actual actions based off of what's been done.
What did you take? Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait. We love women. We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays are bad. Yeah, merch, preach.
And see, this is a primary example of Sneeko is being a good example to the younger generation. You know, he's trying his best to lead them the right way, and he's also trying not to say certain things to also piss people off, which I understand.
Yeah, gang, influence is real. It's funny because Sneeko is even walking back on his voting for Trump rhetoric. And as I'm making this video, Rolling Stone put out an article saying that prominent influencers, including Theo Von, Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, are starting to distance themselves from the president. Now, these are people who helped put Donald Trump in office, put this person in power. But now, less than a year later, they are now walking back on these sentiments. The worst part about it is it's not like they're not hearing anything new or anything that wasn't available to them back then. Theo Von is backing off of Donald Trump based off of his stances on immigration because his father was an immigrant. Well, Theo, when he came on your platform, he was still the same way about immigration. Like, I don't know. Joe Rogan is also mad on Trump's stance on immigration. And Andrew Schultz is saying that he voted for none of this. Look, ultimately, it's not that I have a problem with these people using their power and influence to get whoever they want to be elected or empowered or platformed or whatever the case may be. But there's a couple things to note when it comes with this. One, you can't be mad when people criticize you and align you with those sorts of people. I think that it's very nasty to act like hanging around a KKK member shouldn't have you be tied to KKK values. Like, I think that that's a weird ideology.
There's a saying that's called, "You are what you hang around." Birds of a birds of a feather flock together. Those are two quotes that you need to go by, and you use that for the rest of your life. And I'm telling y'all this for a fact. So anybody you see, the way the people around them act, 9 times out of 10, that's how they act.
In your mind. 2, don't act stupid as if you didn't know these things before. I don't understand why these people are trying to pull the wool over our eyes and act as if they didn't know what Trump was saying or any other politician or whoever else was saying before they platformed them. It's not something different. It's the thing that's maintained the same. 3, these people are using you. They know that you are so stupid. I made a video about the Nelk Boys not too long ago on this exact same situation. The Nelk Boys had Israel's prime minister on their platform, and it was so crazy to me that they had him on there because I knew that they lacked the depth of having somebody of that caliber on their platform. They weren't equipped doing the correct sort of pushback. And ultimately, they did nothing but further the narrative that the prime minister was trying to push. And openly, admittedly so, in their follow-up sit-downs, they had no clue what they were talking about and just took cue cards from other people.
So we walked in and there was just like 20 people in suits there.
Yeah.
The setup was already there, both flags, we couldn't touch anything or move anything.
And they don't give you any restrictions like don't ask this?
I'll be honest, they gave us a paper with questions to ask. But they also said they gave us a script to ask, but we
see, there's no point of even doing that. Like, at this point, I don't even want to interview the president or any leader of the world, because if you have to be given a script or a paper with questions already on it. That's not what's the word for it? That's let's just say that's not real. It's fake. He just said there's a whole script for it. So I guarantee you the same thing for Adin Ross and Donald Trump was the same exact thing.
Didn't really follow it. Yeah. We tried our very best to ask some questions.
But I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda effort, right? And a country that spends $150 million on its image, they are covering something. They when they spread all of this propaganda, it's like, we're not starving people in Gaza. You understand that this conversation has been happening for 2 years. You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world and that your reach and your platforms mean something and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill thousands of people.
It's time for us to start holding these streamers accountable and these content creators' feet to the fire. You don't just get to discard these things when they no longer suit you. And for a long time, we've let influencers and content creators get off this same tired ass gimmick, but it's not gonna fly anymore. I've heard a lot of people use the excuse that, can't you see Adin Ross is only doing this because he's seeing what's happening to people like Kirk that go out in public and speak. I don't think that anybody in their right mind is thinking that what happened to Charlie Kirk is going to happen to Adin Ross if he continues to endorse politics.
I don't think that's gonna happen to Adin Ross. For the simple point is he's a Jew as well. And also one thing I wanted to realize, I realized and I noticed, why did he buy him a Cybertruck? I'm pretty sure Trump can buy that shit himself. I don't know what was the point of that. He's probably not even going to drive it. No hate at all. No hate.
I don't think that people even attribute Adin Ross to politics heavily. I think that this is just another one of those situations in which Adin Ross got manipulated and is now using that as some sort of bail or scapegoat in order to get out of the responsibility that he has for the actions that he did. Platform him, but vet him. Ask real questions. Do your research and do your due diligence. But you need to be real with yourself. If you don't have the depth and the knowledge to platform these guys, then you probably should not do it. I applaud the content creators that turn down situations in which they can clearly see they are about to get manipulated by the people asking to be on their platform. Your platform is bigger than mainstream media. Use it like it.
That's right. He is not lying. Make sure y'all stay tuned into the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.